Free agency off to a blazing start. We got news coming out of the desert in Phoenix, Arizona. The unicorn, Satou Sabally, will not be returning to the Phoenix Mercury. I told you this new CBA free agency, it is.
Free agency just detonated in Phoenix. Satou Sabally, the unicorn, the 7-footer who can handle the ball and shoot from anywhere on the court, is walking away from the Mercury after just one season. Not traded, not waived, choosing to leave. And this isn't some quiet departure. Multiple teams are already lining up meetings, checkbooks ready. So what happened? How does a team that was one series away from the championship just lose one of their big three?
To Phoenix. Now, I guarantee if the CBA wasn't the way it was and they could afford 3 maxes and could still court a quality team, they would probably be bringing her back. But they can't do it. This here's on Yahoo Sports. Satou Sabally is not expected to re-sign with the Mercury. Sabally should meet with multiple teams once negotiations open up. So Satou Sabally done in Phoenix already. It was a short run. They had a shot in the championship.
Reality that Phoenix is facing, and it's the same reality that's about to reshape this entire league. The new CBA changed everything. You cannot afford 3 max contract players and still build a competitive roster around them. The math doesn't work. Brittany Griner is locked in. Diana Taurasi, even at the end of her career, commands respect and dollars. Kalia Copper just had a career year and wants to get paid like it. Someone had to go. But here's what makes this fascinating. Satou was the one with leverage. She's 29 years old, entering her prime, and she's one of the most unique talents in the league. A 7-footer who averaged 18 points and 8 rebounds while shooting 37% from 3. That's not just max contract material. That's franchise cornerstone.
Complaining, and y'all know Satou won a max. She complained all last season. I want my money. She don't care. She want the bag. Who is gonna cough up the dough for Satou?
Let's be honest about Satou's personality. She's not shy about wanting her money. All last season, she made it clear she felt underpaid, undervalued. She complained publicly. She made it known that when free agency came, she was getting everything she deserved. Phoenix knew this was coming. They had months to figure out the financial puzzle, and they couldn't solve it. Now think about what this means for the expansion teams. Golden State Valkyries are sitting there with a blank canvas and a budget. They need a star. They need someone who can be the face of a new franchise. Satou Sabally checks every single box. She's got the talent, the name recognition from her time in Dallas, and she's proven she can perform on the biggest stages.
It'll be very, very, very interesting to see. Okay, it's a bunch of free agents out there. I think the Golden State Valkyries could make a big time push for Satou. I could definitely see the Golden State Valkyries making a push for Satou. I could see Portland, Toronto. I could see these teams making a push to bring in Satou Sabally on a max deal and have her be the #1 option on the team. She's gonna have plenty of suitors. She's gonna have plenty of suitors, and I think she's gonna make a big time splash.
Toronto are in similar positions. Brand new franchises desperate to make a splash. You can't build an expansion team around role players and hope. You need that one player who walks into the arena and immediately changes the culture. Satou could be that player for any of these teams. She could walk into Golden State and be the #1 option from day one, something she never quite had in Phoenix with Diana still running the show. But there's risk here too. Satou has a history. She forced her way out of Dallas after the Wings drafted her. She's been vocal, sometimes to the point of being a distraction, about her contract situation. Any team that signs her to a max deal is betting that she'll be satisfied being the focal point, that the complaints will stop once the money is right. The Wings learned the hard way that talent alone doesn't guarantee chemistry. They had Satou, Arike Ogunbowale, and solid pieces around them, and it never clicked. She wanted out. So now Phoenix is in the same boat. Talented player, 1 year, gone. That's a...
Now, Skylar Diggins put out something where she wrote a letter to her home state in Indiana, and how she's talking about there's nothing like playing basketball in Indiana. Are you trying to make a ploy for the Indiana Fever to come get you? I'm going to be honest. I'm out. I'm all the way out on Skylar Diggins joining Caitlin Clark in the Indiana Fever. I want nothing to do with it. I have watched. I saw what Skylar Diggins was doing. Jewel Lloyd wanted nothing to do with Skylar Diggins, NECA, and the coach up there in Seattle. Jewel Lloyd didn't want nothing to do with them. I got to keep it real. I remember Skylar Diggins arguing a lot in Phoenix when she was with Diana Taurasi and the Mercury and all that. I don't want nothing to do with Skylar Diggins.
Let's shift to the other major free agency story developing right now. Skylar Diggins Smith and this love letter to Indiana. She posted this heartfelt message about growing up in Indiana, about how basketball isn't just a game there, it's a religion. She's talking about being a child of the corn, about never forgetting where she came from. And the timing is suspicious as hell. Indiana just had the biggest season in WNBA history thanks to Caitlin Clark. They sold out every game. They had the highest ratings the league has ever seen. They're about to have cap space and roster spots. And here comes Skylar, a Notre Dame legend, an Indiana native, publicly declaring her love for home right as free agency opens. On paper, it makes sense. Veteran point guard who can mentor the young superstar. Hometown hero returns. Great story. Except there's a massive problem. Skylar Diggins Smith comes with baggage that Indiana absolutely cannot afford right now.
Sorry, I'm good. And you're probably going to be expecting to log heavy minutes. We don't need that type of backup. We need somebody that's going to come play 8 to 10 minutes in mind and go on, be quiet, go on about their business, be a team player. I don't have time for Skylar Diggins. You know, I think she's a good player. She's a good point guard, but I feel like it's a lot of drama that be following her in this league. And I just don't want nothing to do. I don't want nothing to do with these old guard players. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't want nothing to do with them. But let's take a look at what Skylar Diggins had to say in this heartfelt message to Indiana. And I kind of want to, this is a certain part I really want to get to, and then I'll play the entire thing. Let's take a look.
About Skylar's track record. Seattle wanted nothing to do with her. Noelle Quinn, the head coach, basically pushed her out after one season. Before that, she was in Phoenix arguing with Diana Taurasi, causing locker room tension. She's bounced around the league not because of lack of talent, she's legitimately a starting caliber point guard, but because of the drama that follows her. Indiana doesn't need that. They have Caitlin Clark, who's already the face of the franchise, already handling point guard duties at an elite level. They have Kelsey Mitchell, who's in a contract situation of her own and might be feeling some type of way about the new coach Stephanie White coming in. They have Aaliyah Boston trying to develop into a dominant post presence. The last thing this team needs is another strong personality who's going to want significant minutes and touches. Think about what Skylar would expect. She's not coming to Indiana to play 8 minutes off the bench. She's a 34-year-old veteran who still sees herself as a starter, as a primary ball handler. But Caitlin Clark just had one of the greatest rookie seasons in league history. She led the league in assists. She broke the single-season assist record. The ball is in her hands, period. So where does Skylar fit?